Good morning, folks. How are we all today in this Wednesday? Hope we're all well. We'll get the other Davey in a minute once we get this one underway. Hey, hi Ted Boy. Hi John Baxter. Hi Rosie. And the other Rosie. We got two Rosies in this morning. Hi Alistair. Wee Bub. Christina Mackey. Stephen Bankier. June. Who else we got? Oh, somebody's put a nice wee list up for me. Hi, wee bird. You've got Stephen Bankier, Alistair M. Kerrin, Scott Bryan, Christina Mackey, Barbara Lansborough, Reagan Elite, Wolf Pet, Eddie Wolfie, and Sir Larry the Cat. That'll save me going looking, won't it? Right, apparently there's a poll on the white or on the go, and Alistair's put the link into the Daily Field poll. Okay. Numbers are climbing nicely, so let's get this one underway, shall we? Andy Truck Davey at the truck, not home in his office in Salisbury, North Lancashire, where it is 8 degrees. Hey, not bad. It's not quite overcast, it's not quite clear. And the humidity is at 100%, once again, a bit unusual for inland. And wind speed, there is none. There's none. And pollen count, none of that either. It's pretty well flat out, folks. Not bad. It's cooling down a wee bit, but still warm for the time of year and all. Right, anyway, let's get this underway. So we'll get the other Davey in, then we'll start firing headlines at him. And there's some more crackers in the paper this morning.
I wonder if that poll that you're on about by the Daily Mail actually starts off with, do you think the Daily Mail's a bunch of shite? Or is it just a rumour?
Aye. Anyway, folks, that's what the weather's like with Armour. You want to know what the weather's like with you. Look at your own fucking windy. Right, David. First up this morning, we've got the Herald. We'll have a wee look and see what nonsense it's got for us this morning, shall we?
Is this by any chance the Kevin McKenna article?
No, it's the same fucking nonsense that's been on for a while. Now, this annoys me, this one. You know, now they're trying to tell us, David, that health board PEGI costs are revealed after challenge. They weren't revealed after challenge at all. They were always out in the public realm. I mean, what a lot of nonsense. This is an absolute made-up headline.
No.
The last time with this headline, I Googled it for you. Google it for you.
The unionists, if that's the best that the unionists have got, I don't know. You know, at the end of the day,
what annoys me, David, is it treats the public as fucking stupid.
Anybody that buys the Herald is going to be stupid anyway, right? So
anyway, folks, same as last time. I stuck it in my search engine, and up it came. Believe it or not, how much it costs. And the answer, 220 grand plus 60 grand in the final month, so 280 odd grand. And what the hell? That's not what I meant to put up, folks. Sorry about that. You get to that one.
So who's paying this money?
It's that one I meant to put up.
Who's paying this money?
It comes for the contingency fund, David.
From where?
It's an insurance policy that they've got with the government. So NHS 5 spent nearly 220,500 defending itself in the Sandy PEGI Tribunal as of July 2025, with costs increasing by 60,000 in 1 month. Reports BBC and The Times. The Health Board stated that its financial liability is limited to 25,000 through the National Clinical Negligence and Other Risk Indemnity Scheme.
Which is also held in their professional indemnity insurance.
Yes.
No health boards carry it as a matter of course. So at the end of the day, right, it effectively cost the health board
£25,000.
No, it didn't cost them anything because professional indemnity would have dealt with it. So was that.
Well, anyway, it's a nonsense story because the answer's been out there for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, it's quite transparent. As the cost mounted, they were fucking published.
Yeah.
So this was what's funny about the Herald is they don't seem to understand they're in the same headline a month ago.
Well, the one I heard from the Herald, that was read from the Herald, was the Kevin McKenna thing, and what he says is the SNP delusional. Well, after reading it, I thought, Kevin McKenna, delusional.
I bet they know, I haven't read it, David. Right, next up, we've got the scum. I don't put the scum up in it. So, a crime story. Mum's early release fury. A monster monster killed my son and served just 4 years. Fiend who knifed a parking, the parking route, freed after just 4 years. So we kill somebody and you get 4 weeks, 4 years in the clink.
I'm not a clue.
Davey, thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Just piped in to say hi to Two Davies and to all my indie friends, and hi all. For Baby and Food Banks, guys, we'll catch the rest of the show on Catch Up, Eyes on the Prize, Alpa Bra. Thank you, Davey. Thank you very much, dear boy. Right, so crime story for a son. Woman's furious. Her son's murderer gets out after 4 years. And I would imagine you would be angry at that, David.
Aye, well, okay. But at the same time, I mean, if every victim's mother, father, auntie, uncle, whatever, brother, sister, you can imagine that in a situation like that, you want 100 years.
Aye.
At the end of the day, that's it. So if they get any less than that, obviously going to complain.
Right, next up, Scotsman. What nonsense that's got for his firm's warm of squeeze from inflation spike, with UK set for highest rate in G7.
What can I say to that? Well, let's have a look at that. Really, I bet you if I went on and did a bit of research on that, I'd start to find that the inflation effect in England is horrendous. The inflation effect in Scotland isn't quite so horrendous because we've got better GDP than England in a lot of places. Yeah, so.
Right, well, anyway, apparently the UK has got the worst financial conditions of all the nations in the G7.
You want to get rid of that? You want to sort that? You want to sort that? All you firms that are a warning of a squeeze, get back into Europe.
That's exactly the reason why, David, because import costs have went through the fucking roof thanks to Brexit.
Yeah.
Right, next up we'll get the Guardian. What's the Guardian got for us this morning?
Straight in my top. I'm getting twisted.
Tension high as Israel cuts aid to Gaza and row over hostage remains. I'm sure you said that's what was going to happen, David.
Yeah, also the ceasefire hasn't lasted very long.
No, it didn't even last 24 hours.
We heard that the IDF are cutting off Rafah again and all the rest of it, you know, and this is just sad. It really is. It's so sad.
It just shows you the treachery of the Israeli regime. They enter into an agreement and don't stick by it for any more than 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah. The poor man that put up his bit of paper, silly bit of paper at the Knesset saying, recognise Palestine, why don't you? Right?
Right, John the truck driving legend. Morning, all on the run to Inverness. Fantastic driving weather, country music on, and the Two Davies to anyhow. Some money for the food banks and baby banks. Eyes on the prize. Independence, it's in our grasp. You're right, John. You're right. It's not that.
Shall we join in? Crazy.
Coming. Right, so the Guardian tells us that the Israelis have broke the peace agreement already.
Yeah.
Or the ceasefire agreement. Right, next up, deal with the rancid and the don't put it up. And it's got SNP under fire for no appointment GP plans. Now, do you know about this?
Well, we're talking about the walk-in GP
clinics
that are going to be there's 15 or 20 that's going up inside next so many years, and at the end of the day, that's fantastic.
Aye.
Absolutely fantastic. And as far as GPs are concerned, my goodness me, there's a rake of them out there. but can't get a job. They're qualified, but they can't get a job in GP practice. So there we go. There's 15 GP practices they can go ahead and get into or interview for.
Well, it's only the record thinks it's a bad idea, but hey ho. Let's stick up the next one, the Daily Fail. And what's the Daily Fail go for us today? Labour isn't working again. Now, it says number of jobless hits 4-year high. We face the highest inflation in G7, says International Monetary Fund. Growth in wages and living standards stalls.
Well, I mean, shall we go on from there?
No, but what we will tell you is that this paper's linked to the fucking party. It's blaming Labour for fucking 16 years of accumulative Tory pish.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I'm no one for sticking up for Labour because they have made a content in the last 12 months, but you can't blame them for the state of things as we stand.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you've got to look back and go, the Tories were pretty bad, weren't they?
But this is Labour isn't working again. The UK isn't working.
No, I can't. We all saw the poster at the time. Labour isn't working. The great big line of people, right? That was what year was that? Was that when Gordon Brown got his Arsenal sling, or was it? I can't remember when the poster actually went up. Labour isn't working, or was it Maggie Thatcher's time?
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember the slogan, but isn't working again.
Yeah.
The function.
Yeah, I mean, effectively what they're doing is they're feeding up to that,
In fact, the UK has never functioned properly, but never mind.
Yeah.
Right, done with the Daily Fail, and that's nonsense. As I say, we can't blame Labour for all the crap that's going on. Most of it has to be put on the shoulders of the last 10, 12 years of Tory government.
Didn't see anything about the poll front page. You thought that would be really important. Do you think the Daily Mail's a heap of shite? That's an important poll.
Aye, well, it would get my vote as aye. Right, next up's the Times. Now, what's the Times got for us today? It's got Hamas kills its enemies on ceasefire Gaza streets. Well, I haven't heard anything about Hamas killing people, but I have heard that the Israelis have broke the ceasefire. They killed 6 people yesterday.
Well, you can imagine that if there is anybody there with a machine gun and they saw the IDF breaking the ceasefire and they know fine well they're going to kill people and they are killing people, they're going to fire back. So this idea of Hamas kills its enemies on ceasefire Gaza streets, who broke the ceasefire first? We know it was the IDF. We know the IDF had no intention of continuing the ceasefire. All they wanted was another wee bit. Let's get a few more tank rounds and just back them up and all the rest of it. That's it.
Well, that's going to get a wee bit more interesting in a minute. Anyway, moving on to the Telegraph. And according to the Telegraph, the Home Secretary's admitted that the UK has lost control of its borders. Mahmoud, UK has lost control of its borders. I guess you don't think much of that then, David?
No, I don't. It's like I'm not worried about people that arrive in small boats. I'm worried about people that arrive in big executive jets. Simple as that.
Aye, but what's interesting is the UK has lost control of its borders. We live in a fucking island.
No.
It's a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
And as for people of 40,000 a year in reboats, what about the 750,000 that come legitimately? Nobody seems to want to fucking talk about that.
Yeah.
And actually, we need more than 750,000 a year just to plug the employment gap.
I mean, look
and that's in a failing economy.
The visa system that the Indians have got at the moment. It's like the IT departments throughout the country, throughout Scotland and throughout England are buzzing now with people from India who are doing their jobs. What was that?
Well, as I say, I don't know what this nonsense about losing control of the borders is. We live in a fucking island. We get 750,000 people arrive each year legitimately, and it's still not enough.
Yeah.
This fucking borders nonsense. That's exactly what it is. It's bollocks.
Well, if you introduce a visa system, as Rishi Sunak did for the people in India to come across and work in IT departments, right? It wasn't a case of moving with their families and becoming a British citizen. Effectively, it flooded this with people that have no intention of setting up. They'll go back to India when they're finished.
Well, they're
Something
the
like
choice.
that.
They don't get in 3 years at a time.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to invite people to do jobs and do it probably where they're actually coming with their families and effectively becoming a citizen,
Right.
or in the case of England, what sovereign, non-sovereign subject. Yeah.
Anyway, Secretary warns failure on migration. Crack trust and government. And she says it needs a global response. Stop fucking invading places. Stop stealing their fucking resources. And maybe they'll stay home. Right. Next up, we'll get a national. Let's get a couple of headlines that are interesting. First one, Green Party leader Polanski backs independence for both Scotland and Wales.
Yeah. I actually saw part of that, right? Polanski's not got a good history when you look back at him, right? But at the end of the day, it's like still in all, Green Party leader, he backs independence for both Scotland and Wales, so that gives him a few points there.
Aye, it might help him in the Welsh election.
Yeah.
But main headline, not close to being a terror group. And that is the Scottish committee on terror examined the Palestine Action case,
Yeah.
and they said Palestine Action was nowhere near close to being a terrorist organisation.
Well,
And that comes just as Cooper, that report came out just before Cooper prescribed them.
yeah. And you know, it doesn't take the brain of Scotland to actually work out that that was the case, right? I was going to say brain of Britain, but there is no such thing, right?
Right,
So,
Stevie, you won the pools. You've been awfully generous today, lad. Indy all the way. We are now past the point of no return. Independence is coming. Nothing's going to stop us now. Indy all the way. Have a good day, guys. We'll catch up later. Bye all. Thanks, Davey.
thanks, David. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, dear boy. Now, as I say,
Everybody that donates to this channel, I mean, I've got to say, hats off to you. Hats off to you. At a time when we really, really need it, you donate to us. It's like you've got my eternal thanks. You've got David's eternal thanks.
hi, Ellie.
And obviously the people that get the food or the baby
Hey,
products.
Trip, nice to see you there.
But at the same time, it's like if they knew, they would thank you eternally.
Yep. Right, let's get the national done. After the national, we've got the independent, or the I as it's now called. We'll put that up and see what nonsense is on its front page. Well, if I remember right, the I's back telling us that Israel's using food. No, it's no. UK state pension set to climb by 4.8% as triple lock helped buffers over 65s from inflation.
Woohoo!
So inflation.
Am I impressed? Am I impressed?
No.
Yeah, it shouldn't be 4.8. It should be 48%.
Well, David, as you know, with the triple lock, it's inflation plus 1% that they get.
Yeah.
So that tells us that inflation's flying high at 3.8%.
Yes. I know that.
And if we take in food price inflation, that's 5.1%.
Depends what you buy.
Of
Yeah,
course,
again.
David, we don't need to go
I'm
back.
sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
telling
well,
you. I'm telling everybody else. It depends what you buy. It's the
we know, David, you've told us repeatedly over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And you're right, it does depend on how you spend your income and what you're buying, because each product is affected differently. Like I go through a lot of coffee. Coffee's went up by nearly 39%. It's now £7.25 for a jar of Nescafe.
Yeah. And I don't buy Nescafe. It's Dow Egbert's we drink.
On a cheap shape. That always joke. Anyway, Next up, we have the Metro. And the Metro is on a crime story today. And it's stirring up anti-migrant hatred. Hotel worker stabbed by migrant 23 times.
I saw that. I saw the post, if you like, right, with the article. I didn't read it this morning. I did wonder about it, but
Now, to be honest with you, David, and let's get to the truth of this. For a start, it wasn't a hotel worker.
right,
It was an immigrations official working not in a hotel, but in an asylum detention centre. Because
right.
once these hotels are taken over, they're staffed then by government staff or private companies hired by the government under the control of the immigration department.
Yeah,
And the hotel's no longer a hotel, it's an asylum centre. So the headline's full of shit.
yeah. So these asylum centres they have, and they're not the detention centres. They're not prisons. They're not just prisons.
Yes, they're basically prisons.
So one can imagine that anybody that's put into one of these prisons, depending on the amount of time they're in there for, would be pretty angry. So 23 times a stab. Chris Collins all the way. Ali, get stuffed. I've no time
I
for
was a
you.
chef, he would know better.
Ali, you come to my house and you make me a coffee. All right, something like that. All right. Yeah.
So
I mean,
what it should say is immigration centre employee stabbed by migrant 23 times.
yeah. What's the fact? 23 times. Bloody hell, man. You just,
The headline is totally misleading.
yeah, no, but you've got to wonder at what goes through the mind of somebody that's in that situation that you know that's actually doing the stabbing. You know, bloody hell.
Now, you know what set them off after all. They haven't been cooped up.
Yeah.
You know, they've all the stress of leaving their own home,
Yeah.
struggling to get across the world, getting here, and then getting treated like a fucking prisoner.
Yes, that's right.
It's not a hotel,
Yeah,
it's an immigration
do
centre.
you think this is something we're going to see more of in the future?
I don't know, David, but what I do know is that this rag needs to get a fucking grip. It's not a hotel worker, it's an immigration centre.
Yeah, I know. The journalist that wrote it is entirely told a lie, as it were.
What
But
they're
the
doing
means of
is
it,
they're trying to stoke your race hate.
yes, yeah.
Simple as that. Right, last one up the day, David the Star. Let's see what it's got for us a day. What's occurring? Let's shut down schools tomorrow. Gavin and Numpty, you're expelled.
Well, yeah, but Boris. So,
It's taken 5 years to get it.
So,
Apparently,
what's occurring? Let's shut down schools tomorrow.
No, it's reflecting on the COVID situation 5 years ago. And according to this rag, it's only taken them 5 years to admit they got the fucking strategy wrong.
In actual fact, closing the schools had to be because effectively you were creating a petri dish situation.
Of course you were. You didn't.
Well, the school was a petri dish. Kids would come out of school loaded with COVID. They'd go home, they'd cuddle their granny, cuddle their auntie, their granddad, whatever, and they'd be dead in a few weeks. Something was that. And that was the reason why we had to close the schools.
Well, according to the Star, Gavin Williamson and Boris Johnson have now admitted they got the strategy wrong.
Well, yeah.
And Solari the cat's got Gav the chav.
There's a load of different feelings on that. But when you look at practically, yes, the kids have paid for the close of the schools. Yeah, I agree. My own daughter, she suffered dreadfully with anxiety just due to the being locked down for that length of time. However, you've got to look at the other way. Is these kids, and they all give each other a cuddle before they come home. My goodness me. Petri dish. Wow.
Aye. Right. So apparently these two Muppets have just admitted 5 years ago during COVID they got it right.
Yeah, oh, there's lots of things go wrong. Most important thing that the Tories got wrong, or Tories got right for themselves, was ripping off the system for loads of money.
Well, the Tories do that every time we get into power, so.
Right. So you don't want the Tories anywhere near the levers of power. You don't want Labour anywhere near the levers of
It's
power.
just a Tory
You
tribute.
don't want Reform anywhere near the levers of power, right? Yes, in fact, can I just suggest to all of you, please vote SNP, because then at least we get independence. And then you've got a choice. You can get rid of the SNP at the very next election. Simple as that. And the very next election, I suppose, would be shortly after independence.
Pete's Music's telling us he used to pay 50p to blow up his car tyre in Asda. £5 now. Yes, that's inflation.
But my lips really go.
Right. Right, folks. That's it for the day. David, thanks for popping in and participating in this morning's newspaper review. Thanks to everybody who's made a donation this morning. I should be back to my rantastic self tomorrow morning because I don't like to rant when David's in.
Run away.
If I find something to rant at, I would. And I was reading this morning as well, folks, that Israel has started denying aid to Gaza again.
Okay. Well, I mean, the IDF effectively closed down Rafah, the Rafah crossing, which is where all the aid comes in.
Aye.
And it's like, yeah. See, Israel, that's it. See, in future, anybody from Israel, right, just say, you honestly from Israel, did you back the Zion? And they'll all go, oh, no, we were the other way. You just go, right, okay.
Aye. Right, folks, don't forget that right after this is finished, Reagan and Wheat will be doing something similar, but with the papers and the news in England. So if you're interested to know what's happening in the madhouse down that road, pop on to Reagan and Wheat channel right after I hit the end stream button.
Yes.
So, you guys all look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the morning. Thanks, moderators. Thanks for donations. Say bye, David.
Bye, David.